My name's Ethan Carter. I'm 32, born and raised just outside of Boston, Massachusetts. If you were to ask anyone about me, they'd probably say I'm the guy who keeps his head down, works hard, minds his own business. But this is the story I've never told anyone. Call it, I said, "You remind me of someone special." She blushed and said, "Maybe it's me." It started last autumn. The kind where the wind bites a little harder and the leaves burn like fire across the city skyline. I just transferred to a new firm downtown. Fresh start. Clean slate. Or, at least that's what I told myself. The truth was, I was running. From memories. From a breakup that hollowed me out. From the haunting silence that my apartment echoed every night. It was my third day at the firm when I first saw her. She wasn't trying to be noticed. Hair in a messy bun, glasses slipping down her nose, buried in paperwork. But God, she was radiant. Not in the loud, attention-demanding way, but in the way a lighthouse stands alone, steadfast, unnoticed until you're drowning. Her name was Ava Monroe. She worked in the design department, not directly on my team, but close enough that I'd bump into her at the coffee machine or during the agonizingly long elevator rides. The first time we actually spoke, it was one of those awkward moments where two strangers reach for the same coffee cup. "Sorry?" I muttered, pulling my hand back. She smiled, not forced, not polite, but warm. "Happens every Monday." Her voice, God, velvet and honey, with a tiny, nervous edge like she wasn't used to conversations that started like this. I don't know what possessed me. Maybe the loneliness, maybe the way the sunlight caught the flecks of green in her eyes, but the words just slipped. "You remind me of someone special," I said, half under my breath, instantly regretting it. She blinked, startled. A blush bloomed across her cheeks. Then, she tilted her head, smiled softly, and whispered, "Maybe it's me." For a moment, the whole world stopped. The clatter of keyboards, the distant hum of city traffic. Even my own thoughts, muted, felt dangerous, like standing on the edge of a cliff and realizing you want to jump, not to fall, but to fly. Over the next few weeks, we gravitated. Started small, quick glances, shared smirks over broken printers, quiet elevator rides that felt louder than any room. Then coffee breaks turned into lunches. I learned that she wasn't from Boston, born in Vancouver, moved here 5 years ago after her father passed. She never went into details, just that they were close, really close. The more she talked, the more I realized Ava was like a beautiful, unfinished song, pieces of her held back, some guarded secret melody that made me lean in, desperate to hear more. But I wasn't exactly an open book either. I never told her about Claire, the ex who'd shredded my heart into pieces so fine, I wasn't sure it could ever be whole again. I never told her about my brother, Noah, or the war we fought back home after Mom passed and Dad remarried within 6 months. A family fracture so deep it felt like a canyon between us. No, with Ava, it was like both of us silently agreed. We exist only here in this bubble. No past, no pain, just this. Then, something strange started happening. At first, I thought I was imagining it. I'd catch her staring at me. Not in that sweet, flirtatious way, but like she was studying me, like she was trying to memorize me, or maybe solve me. There were little things, too. She always knew when I was about to grab coffee, showing up seconds before me. She'd hum a melody that I swore I'd heard before. Something from my childhood, maybe, but I couldn't place it. One evening, as we walked out together, she stopped in front of a bookstore. Her fingers trailed the glass. "Do you believe in fate?" she asked, voice barely above a whisper. I swallowed. I don't know. I think sometimes people cross paths because they're meant to. She nodded, not looking at me. "Yeah, me too." Then she glanced at me, eyes soft but heavy, and said something that hit me like a gut punch. Sometimes, people show up in your life because they were always meant to be there, even if you just didn't know it yet. I should have asked her then, should have demanded, "What do you mean?" But something in her tone, it scared me. like she was standing on the edge of telling me something that would shatter the world as I knew it. Instead, I smiled, weak, nervous. "Come on. Let me buy you dinner." Dinner turned into laughter, into long walks, into subtle touches that lingered just a little too long, into a night where we stood beneath the city lights, inches apart, breath mingling. And then her fingers brushed mine, tentative, trembling. I turned to her, heart pounding. "Ava," I started. She closed the distance. Not a kiss, but rested her forehead against mine. "Ethan," she whispered, voice cracking. "There's something I haven't told you." My stomach twisted. The air between us shifted, electric, heavy. I know someone you used to know," she breathed, almost like she hated herself for saying it. My blood ran cold. What do you mean?" I stepped back slightly. Her eyes shimmered, terrified, vulnerable. I think you already know. You just don't remember yet." My heart hammered so loud I couldn't hear anything else. Was this fate? Or was this something darker? For a few agonizing seconds, I couldn't breathe. Her words didn't just hang in the air. They pierced it. "I think you already know. You just don't remember yet." What the hell did that mean? I searched her face, desperate for answers, but all I saw was fear. Not fear of me, fear for me. "Ava, what are you talking about?" My voice was sharp, harsher than I intended. "Who do you mean?" She opened her mouth, then closed it. Her hands trembled as she clutched her jacket tighter. I don't know how to say it." "Ava, just say it." My chest tightened. Part of me already sensed, somewhere in the shadows of memory, that whatever was coming was going to wreck me. Her eyes dropped. She whispered, so quietly I almost didn't hear it. "Claire." My heart stopped. Claire. The name felt like a ghost, a wound I'd buried under months of pretending. I took a step back. What? What did you just say?" She nodded, swallowing hard. "Yeah, Claire." A sharp coldness shot through my veins. How do you know that name?" Ava looked away, arms wrapped around herself like armor. "It wasn't supposed to happen like this. I didn't come here planning to." Her voice broke. I thought maybe I could just let it go. But the more I got to know you, the harder it became to keep it in. I staggered back, hand running through my hair, panic clawing at my ribs. "Ava, what the hell is this? Are you friends with her? Are you—" My voice shook. "Are you here because of her?" She shook her head fast, tears welling. No, Ethan. God, no. Not like that. It's not what you think." "Then what?" My hands were fists, not in anger, in fear. "Explain it." A long silence. A tension so taut it felt like the world might snap in two. Then, finally, she said it. "Claire's my sister." The words hit me like a freight train. I stumbled back, literally staggered, gripping the edge of a lamppost like I might collapse. No, that's impossible." "I know," she choked. "I know how insane this sounds, but it's true." I blinked, shaking my head like it would force the truth away. Claire she never told me she had a sister. She wouldn't, Ava whispered. "Not after what happened. Not after the way things ended between you two." My knees nearly buckled. My brain flooded with images. Claire's smile, her laughter, the fights, the night she left. Never once did she mention Ava. Not a word. Why? Why would she hide you? My voice trembled between anger and heartbreak. Ava wiped her tears, her hands shaking. "Because we weren't close. Not then. Not for a long time. Our family," she sighed shakily. "It's complicated. After Dad died, it got worse. She cut ties. Not just with me, with everyone." I sat down hard on the steps outside the bookstore, head in my hands. Ava sat beside me, but didn't touch me. Maybe she was scared to, or maybe she knew I was on the verge of falling apart. "Ethan, I swear, when I first saw you, I didn't know. I didn't know it was you. Not until I overheard you talking about your old neighborhood and the cafe. And the way you talked about the past, I pieced it together. I stared at the street. And then what? You thought what? That this would be some sick joke? No, she whispered, voice breaking. I didn't know what to do. But the more I was around you, the more I realized you weren't just Claire's past. She reached out, barely brushing my hand. You were becoming my present. I should have walked away. Every rational part of me told me to, but I didn't. Instead, I whispered, Does Claire know you're here? That you've been seeing me? Ava shook her head. No, she doesn't even know I'm in Boston. I stared at her, at this woman who had, without knowing it, managed to stitch something back into my heart I thought was dead, only to rip the stitches wide open again. But beneath the storm of confusion, something stirred. Question I was scared to ask. Was it all fake? My voice was small. Any of it? Ava blinked hard, horrified. No. God, no. Ethan, everything between us, every laugh, every conversation, every moment was real. Her hands gripped mine, desperate. I didn't choose to fall for you. I tried not to, but here we are. I searched her face and saw it. The same terror, the same hope, the same ache that mirrored mine. Then her phone buzzed. She glanced down, and her face drained of color. Claire. The caller ID lit up. I stared at the name. My pulse thundered. Ava's fingers hovered, but she didn't answer. She silenced it, breath shaking. Ethan, there's more. Something I haven't told you. I swallowed. What now? She bit her lip, eyes glistening. Claire's coming back. She's moving back to Boston next week. My blood ran cold. What? She doesn't know that I'm here, that you're here. But when she finds out, she's going to. The street seemed quieter than it should have been. For a long, heavy moment, we just sat there, both of us tangled in this impossible knot of past and present colliding. Finally, I whispered, So, what happens now? Ava turned to me. Her voice was barely audible. I don't know, but, Ethan, I don't want to lose you. Not now. The following week felt like walking through a minefield, blindfolded. Every glance, every step, every conversation with Ava carried this unbearable tension. Like a storm was building, and no matter how much we wished it away, it was going to break. Couldn't sleep, couldn't think straight. Every time I closed my eyes, memories of Claire came flooding back. The way she laughed, the way she held my hand, the way she left. And now, Ava's face would slip into those memories, like someone trying to rewrite history in real time. Was it wrong that I was falling for her? Was it betrayal? Or was it just fate's cruel way of reminding me that love never follows the rules? Then it happened. A Saturday afternoon. Cloudy. Heavy. One of those days where the air feels heavier than it should. I was at my apartment, pacing, overthinking, when my phone buzzed. Unknown number. I hesitated, then answered. Ethan? The voice punched the air right out of me. Claire. A flood of emotions surged. Anger, confusion, heartache. Even after all this time, even after Ava, her voice still had this haunting power. How did you get my number? I managed voice dry, silence. Then, Ava told me. My knees nearly buckled. What? She didn't mean for it to come out like this, Claire sighed. But when I found out she was in Boston, and then I heard about you, her voice faltered. I had to call. The room spun. Claire, why? After everything? Why now? Because I never stopped wondering if I made a mistake, she whispered. And now, knowing you're with her, I rubbed my face, sitting on the edge of the couch. Claire, this isn't some movie where the past rewrites itself. You left. You shattered me. You never looked back. I know, she whispered, her voice breaking, and I regretted it every day. But seeing Ava with you, it broke something in me. Or maybe it woke something up. Claire, I breathed. This isn't fair. Not to me. Not to her. She went quiet, dead quiet. And then, do you love her? The question hit like a bullet. My hands trembled. My heart slammed against my ribs. Do I? God, yes. Yes, in ways I didn't think were possible anymore. But wrapped in that love was this unbearable guilt. This ache of wondering whether love built in the shadow of the past could ever truly be real. I don't know how to answer that, I whispered honestly. Then figure it out, Claire said softly, her voice smaller than I'd ever heard it. Because if you choose her, you lose me forever. And if you come back to me, you know what that means too. And with that, the line went dead. I sat there for what felt like hours, frozen, staring at the wall, at the space where my life used to make sense. Then, a knock at the door. I didn't even have to check. I knew. I opened it. And there was Ava, tear-streaked, trembling, a mixture of fear and hope in her eyes. She called, didn't she? Ava asked softly. I nodded. Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't want it to happen like this. Her voice cracked. I never wanted to hurt you. Or her. I stepped forward, grabbing her hands, squeezing them tight. Ava, stop. Just stop. I searched her face, her trembling lips, her watery eyes. I need to know something, I said quietly. All of this, was it ever because of her? Was I just a way to feel close to someone you lost? Her face broke. No, God, no. Ethan, you became everything I didn't know I was searching for. You, not because you were hers, but because you were you. She pulled in a shaky breath. But if I'm just a reminder of something you lost, then I'll walk away. I swear, even if it breaks me. I stared at her, and suddenly, something inside me snapped free, like a chain I'd been dragging for years finally shattered. Claire was my past. Beautiful, painful, but gone. Ava was the first person who made me believe that maybe love isn't about filling old spaces. It's about building something new, something messy, flawed, honest. I cupped her face, my thumb brushing the tears from her cheek. Ava, you remind me of someone special. Her breath hitched. But it's not Claire. Her eyes widened. A single tear slipped down. It's you. And then I kissed her. Not the kind of kiss that tries to erase the past, but the kind that says this is where it begins. It's been 2 years since that day. Claire and I never spoke again. Maybe we weren't meant to, or maybe we both knew some chapters aren't meant to be reopened. Ava, she's not my past. She's not my substitute for anything lost. She's my home. Love isn't about finding someone who fits the empty spaces of who you used to be. It's about finding someone who makes you want to become someone better. You remind me of someone special, I told her once. Maybe it's me, she smiled. Yeah, Ava, it's always been you.